The legend of Samudra Manthan is a tale that highlights a significant event where the Devas and the Asuras came together with a common goal to churn the ocean in search of Amrit, the nectar of immortality. This ancient story from Hinduism reveals the complex dynamics between these two opposing forces, showing how cooperation can quickly turn into conflict. As soon as the Amrit was found, a fierce battle ensued. The Devas, unified in their effort, launched an attack on the Asuras to secure the Amrit for themselves. However, a surprising and mysterious event occurred. The Asuras, who had been killed in the battle, began to come back to life. This unexpected revival of the Asuras left the Devas bewildered. They wondered what kind of magic could be responsible for such a phenomenon. It wasn't sorcery, but the power of a learned sage that brought the Asuras back to life. This sage was none other than Shukracharya, the son of Maharshi Bhrigu and the revered teacher or the guru of the Asuras, often known as Daitya Guru Shukracharya. Shukracharya's story is one of brilliance, ambition, and eventual enmity towards the Devas. According to Devi Bhagavad Puran, Shukracharya was born on the 8th day of the month of Shravan to Maharshi Bhrigu and his second wife Kavyamata. Although he was named Ushna at birth, he later came to be known as Shukracharya. From a young age, Shukracharya was exceptionally intelligent and driven by a desire to gain knowledge and fame in the world. However, a series of life events altered his ambitions and worldwide view forever. As a child, Shukracharya was a student at the ashram of Maharshi Angiras, where he learned about politics, war strategy, and science. Shukracharya was the most talented amongst his peers, but over time he developed a sense of jealousy, particularly towards Brihaspati, the son of Rishi Angiras, who was also studying in the same ashram. Shukracharya perceived that his guru favored Brihaspati over him, which sowed seeds of discontent in his heart. Despite his guru's reassurance that all students were equal in his eyes, Shukracharya could not overcome his feelings of jealousy and eventually left the ashram. After leaving Maharshi Angiras's ashram, Shukracharya went to study under Rishi Gautam, where he continued his education and engaged in deep penance. During this time, he acquired many divine powers, including the Mrit Sanjeevani Mantra, a sacred chant that could bring the dead back to life. This powerful knowledge made Shukracharya stronger than Brihaspati, which only fueled his desire to prove himself further. However, his ambitions were shattered when Indra, the king of the Devas, dismissed him, declaring that the son of a demon could never become a guru of the Devas. This humiliation transformed Shukracharya's respect for the Devas into a deep-seated hatred. He vowed to destroy the Devalok and became the guru of the Asuras, and henceforth became Daitya Guru Shukracharya. Determined to attain the ultimate power, Shukracharya undertook severe penance to please Lord Shiva and gain mastery over the Mrita Sanjeevani Mantra. His penance was so intense that it caught the attention of Indra, who feared that Shukracharya's growing power would threaten his reign. Indra made several attempts to disrupt Shukracharya's penance, but the sage remained steadfast. Finally, Lord Shiva, impressed by Shukracharya's devotion, granted him expertise in the Mrita Sanjeevani Mantra, with the condition that it would not be misused. Unfortunately, Shukracharya soon broke his promise and began using the Mrita Sanjeevani Mantra against the Devas, bringing back all the dead Asuras back to life during battle. Angered by Shukracharya's betrayal, Lord Shiva decided to punish him. As the legend goes on, Shiva swallowed the whole of Shukracharya, trapping him within his body as a consequence of his misdeeds. Terrified and desperate, Shukracharya searched for a way to escape and eventually emerged from Shiva's body through the path of Shiva's linga. Even after his release, Shiva's anger had not subsided, and he was prepared to give out further punishment. It was only through the intervention of goddess Parvati, who reminded Shiva that since Shukracharya had emerged from his body, he was like a son to him, that Shukracharya was forgiven. Shiva agreed and declared Shukracharya as his spiritual son, marking a turning point in the sage's life. Shukracharya's journey from a brilliant scholar to the revered guru of the Asuras is marked by his quest for knowledge, his struggle with jealousy, and his ultimate transformation into a figure of immense power. Despite being a sage with noble beginnings, Shukracharya's story reveals how pride and ambition can lead even the wisest down a path of darkness. While he is often remembered as the Daitya Guru, his story also reminds us of his complex character, a sage torn between his divine wisdom and his deep-seated enmity towards the Devas. In conclusion, Shukracharya's life story is a testament to the complexity of human emotions and the consequences of choices driven by jealousy, anger, and ambition. Though he was a guru to the Asuras, his legacy is not just one of enmity, but also of immense power and knowledge he possessed. This story makes us think, was Shukracharya merely a Daitya Guru, or was he a great sage whose wisdom was overshadowed by his desire for revenge?